Hey everybody, it's Sheena and happy Friday. If you're new here, thanks for joining me. Don't forget to hit the button down below and subscribe and hit that notification bell so you're notified when I do upload future videos. If you're returning, thank you so much for supporting me. And today I'm going to be doing an eye look and my review of the Winky Lux Kitten Palette that came in BoxyCharm this month. I've been using this all week, so I feel like I have a kind of good grasp on what I like and what I don't like. I do have a few kind of issues that I'd like to address with the palette. I wouldn't say issues, it's just things that I don't particularly like. First, I'm going to start off with swatches. I'm going to do it how Stephanie Nicole and Raw Beauty Christie do it. I'm going to use my Luxie travel brush. It's not dirty. I'm going to be cleaning it in between using this. And I'm going to do a finger swatch and then a brush swatch right next to it. So let's start off with the swatches. The cream matte doesn't really show up on my skin tone. This color is the one I'm most disappointed in. I expected it to be a deeper color and it's really not. So we've got Purr, Duchess, Strut, Holographic, Nine Lives, Cat Eye, Romeo, Cheshire, and Boots. Now, I really do love the mattes in this palette. The matte colors are nicely pigmented. They blend out really nice. So I do like those. As I said, the color in the middle, that blue, I was expecting to be a more vibrant blue. And even with my finger, I find that I just cannot pick up a sufficient amount of color. I don't know. It just didn't meet my expectation of what that color was going to be. Yeah. I think that the reds are my favorites, and I think, I don't know, let's just get into a look. First, I'm going to take this cream matte, which is Duchess, and I'm going to sweep that all over my whole lid, even though I already, I'm just going to use a Luxie blending brush. I already kind of did that. I set my lids with the Winky Lux Perfect concealer, and then set with the setting powder. Actually, what I want to do, I'm going to throw some setting powder under my eyes here. So Rimmel Match Perfection. I found this at the drugstore and it was on sale for like, $8. So I'm just gonna throw some under here so I can just brush it off after. Okay. Now that I look kind of silly, let's just move it around a little bit. Okay. Now for a transition color, I'm gonna stay using this Luxie blending brush. I'm going to go in with Strut, which has been one of my favorite transition colors since I got the palette. Get a little closer. And you can see when you dip in, there is a little bit of kickback, but not a lot. Nothing to really gripe about. All matte shadows have some form of kickback. Generally, that means they're nice and soft and easy to blend. So then repeat on the other side. I do really, really, really love the mattes and the way that they blend out in this palette. I think I'm gonna do like a neutral brown and gold look with this because I really, really love that gold. Still going in with Strut. Okay, now I'm going to go in with Boots, the brown matte, in my crease. I'm gonna focus it like halfway across, well, that's 3/4 of the way, in the outside. And repeat on the other side. One thing I noticed about the shimmers in this palette is that generally I will use a setting spray to spray a flat brush before applying any shimmer to my lid because my lids are extremely hooded. Like, they look okay now, and then as soon as I relax, they disappear. So to combat that, the transfer of any shimmer, as well as to keep it on my lid all day, generally what I do is I spray my brush with setting spray and then kind of foil it on. But with these shadows, especially the blue one, it does not work. It's bad news bears. They honestly work best using your finger. Even a flat brush is kind of like meh. So I'm going to just blend out what I just did. This is not close enough. And I'm just using another Luxie brush from the iQuad to blend out the shadows to make it nice and smoky. And I'm gonna go in a little bit here. I changed my mind. It starts making my eyes look a little weird sometimes if I don't go all the way over with the matte, so let's just fix that. And I need to go a little bit higher up over here. And I haven't added any more. This is just whatever's left on the brush. Now I'm going to take some of the red that's in the palette, this red matte, just to darken up the outsides a bit. So that is Cheshire. Yeah, Cheshire. I don't know why red is Cheshire. I guess I more associate the Cheshire Cat with like pink and purple. But I'm old, so don't mind me. And then I'm going to take that clean brush again and blend it all together. Okay. And my eyes are already primed, but with these shimmers, I like to use an additional primer, so I'm going to be using the e.l.f. primer and sealer. It has, it's kind of dirty. Wipe that off. It has a cream primer, and I find that it helps the shimmers stick better to my lid. So I'm going to use that. And I just kind of blend it out a little bit. Oh, I went too far on this side, my bad. I only meant to go halfway, but whatever, will work with it. Okay. So now I'm going to try and do this with a brush. So I'm going to use the brush that I swatched with, and I'm going to clean it first. I'll swirl, and I'm going to go in with the gold here, which is Cat Eye. Now the pigment on this shimmer is so pretty. And repeat. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take Romeo and put that on the outer corner. After I fix this. I don't know why my eye's so swollen today, but it looks weird. Okay. So just using that same brush, I'm going to use the red shimmer on this outer, on the outer corner. And kind of move it in halfway and blend it in with the other shadow that I used. And I'm just going to take this blending brush and blend out the edges. Now I'm going to brush off all that stuff I put under my eyes and line my under eyes and do the inner corner highlight. So I'm just going to take a flat brush. First I'm going to take the blending brush and whatever excess on here I'm going to put under my eye. So I'm actually just going to take this fluffy brush and take a little bit of strut and add it to the outside of the brown to give it a bit of more dimension since it kind of got lost there at the beginning. And I'm going to throw some of that under my eye as well. I think I need to grab a little bit of that brown because there's not enough left over on my brush. Okay, now we're ready for the flat brush. I'm going to take that gold again, Cat Eye is what it's called, I believe, and put that on my under eye. And then I'm going to take a bit of the Romeo and put it on the outer corner of my under eye, which is that red metallic shade. And I've been on a kick where I have not been wearing liner just because I don't know, I'm just not feeling it lately. So I'm just going to throw my mascara on and I'll be right back. Okay, and I just use Essence Princess Lash for my lashes. Yeah, I don't know, I'm just not feeling eyeliner lately. And now I'm going to do the inner corner and brow bone highlight. So I'm just using a Pop Beauty brush here. And I'm going to take Purr, if I can get it open, which is this pink shade right here. And I'm going to put that on my inner corner and brow bone as a highlight. I'm just going to throw some gloss on, and then I will give my full thoughts on this palette. Almost forgot setting spray. And some Fenty gloss, which I'm addicted to. It's either dark lip or nude. There's no in between lately, apparently. Okay, so that's the completed look using the Winky Lux palette. So my thoughts on this palette. Now it says directly on it Winky Lux and BoxyCharm. And the construction of the palette is a little cheap. You can see the spots where the magnets are. I don't know. It's pretty light. There's no mirror, which is fine by me. I mean, it did come in a BoxyCharm, but I'm wondering, because I've seen really good swatches of this, if the one we got in our Boxy was different than the one they sell on their website. Maybe it's not. I don't know. The most disappointing thing for me is this color, because it looks like a nice dark teal, but as you saw in the swatches, it just doesn't come out as a nice dark teal. I do really like the holographic shade, and I do like the mattes, but I feel like the shimmers behave like mattes, if that makes any sense, where you could probably like blend them out into your crease and stuff like that, and it would work that way, but they're a little more sheer than I would like in shimmer. And the fact that I can't spray my brush and then use it, which is what helps things stay on my extremely hooded eyes, so that's a little deterrent for me. But it's so cute, like the little cats, because I love cats. I'm sure there was one in the background of this video, because there always is one in the background of my videos. Yeah, I also found that it didn't last. So I used the blue color and I sprayed it with setting spray, and I used the cream primer, and about 8 hours later, because my eyes are so hooded, like it was gone. Usually I can combat that with spraying my brush, spraying my setting spray, and generally like it's okay. So I think I would give this maybe an 8 out of 10. I really, really, really like the mattes. I'm just not in love with the shimmers. Now, if it works for you, that's fine. But like, honestly, I don't want to have to use my finger to get the product on my eye, because I'm clumsy and like I'm going to put that finger all over my face. And like occasionally I will, like the gold is extremely pigmented and very soft and smooth, and that goes on perfect. That's kind of why I used it for this look, because the gold is amazing. I just wish that that blue shade was kind of the same thing. But if you layer, here, let me show you. If you take this blue and then layer the holographic on top, but you really have to kind of dig in to get this blue. And then I'm going to put the holographic on top, which is what I did the other day. And that's really pretty together. And that's kind of more what I expected the blue to be on its own, like a more, here's a blended together kind of thing. Just more pigmented and darker. I've seen people get it really dark, so I don't know if maybe it's just my pan, but yeah, that's my least favorite thing. So that's all for today. Apparently I'm a glutton for punishment, because I'm gonna go to the mall again today, even though I went yesterday, because one of the stores has 50% off, and I really want this romper pajamas, but I also don't want to pay $9 shipping, so I'm going to brave the crowds on Black Friday. Pray for me. Thanks again so much for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to hit the button down below and subscribe, and hit that notification bell if you want to be notified when I upload future videos. You can follow me on Twitter, Tumblr, Instagram, Facebook, and Snapchat. And I will put the info on where to get the Winky Lux Kitten Palette down below. Winky Lux is having 50% off sale today with the code Black Friday 50, so you can get that for yourself half off if you don't already have it. Thanks again so much for watching. Have a nice day. Bye.